friends, welcome back or welcome if you're new here. My name is Stacy and I am the Chapter Conundrum. And in today's video, we're going to go over my December TBR, which I probably honestly shouldn't even call a TBR because it's probably going to be more like an MBR, might be read. In November, I did not do well at following my TBR at all. I kind of slumped. And then my inner mood reading gremlin came out in full force and I have delved into holiday romances already. So here we are kicking off December. I have kind of decided I am not going to focus on trying to achieve some really tough goals that I had anticipated trying to get finished. And I'm just going to kind of roll with it and see what happens. But there are still a few things I know I want to get to and a few things I know I'm going to try to get to. And then I do have a pile here that I may mood read from. So let's go ahead and go over those. So kicking things off, the one goal that I am kind of like making myself stick to that I do want to actually try and finish is going to be to finish out my 2025 Discord reading challenge prompts. And I have 3 of those remaining. And in order to finish them, it should not be too crazy. So my last 3 books for that are going to be the sequels to Rooker Flynn. So The Trial of Rooker Flynn, and I think it's The Execution of Rooker Flynn. Books 2 and 3 in the Locke Institute trilogy anyways. And Ian over at Ian the Reader has him on his TBR this month as well. So I reached out to him and said, hey, let's buddy read these because if we're buddy reading, we'll probably both actually get to them. So here's hoping that that works out for both of us and we end up knocking those out. And then the last book I have on my challenge in order to finish it out is my reread of A Breath of Snow and Ashes by Diana Gabaldon. This is book 6 in Outlander. For some reason, I can remember vividly everything from books 1 through 5 and remember absolutely nothing about the plot of this one. I don't know where my brain was when I read this one. I remember liking it. I remember giving it 4 stars, but I remember nothing of what happens. And this I also thought would be kind of a fun reread for the very end of the year, probably like after Christmas, as I'll probably be ready to start filming my end of year content by then. And knowing that I'm going to have a reread that's going to take me probably all week is going to kind of allow me to film some of those types of videos a little bit earlier than I may otherwise. So I thought that that would be a nice plan. Then the other buddy read I have is with Kelly over at Coffee Cups and Books. And this is a nice short one. It's What Does It Feel Like by Sophie Kinsella. So Sophie Kinsella is a contemporary romance author who writes a lot of like chick lit type stuff. And I used to read a lot of her books and devour them and absolutely adore them. But this one is going to be a lot different than her usual fare because it is very autobiographical. She's kind of like inserted herself into the character in this one, and she's writing about a very tough situation. So I think she had a diagnosis of a malignant brain tumor and she kind of wrote that into a character. And it's going to be a lot about exploring her experience of getting this diagnosis and how she's coping with everything after the fact, I'm sure. And speaking of Kelly, she also had another book on her pile of possibilities that is also on my possibilities because I have already started a holiday romance reading vlog, which you will probably see at some point next week. But the other book that I own that's on her pile of possibilities is Lovelight Farms by B.K. Borison. So don't be surprised if we end up having a surprise last minute buddy read of this as well. Because I feel like with Christmas and holiday romances, like if you don't read them in December, then when are you going to read them, right? So in that vein, I also have 2 others that I own. Window Shopping by Tessa Bailey, which again is nice and short. I think this one's just a little over 200 pages. And I also have another that I've actually already started. I'm 72 pages into Holiday Romance by Catherine Walsh, the first of the Fitzpatrick Christmas books. And this actually comes recommended by Ian over at Ian the Reader, which I figured out in the comments of his TBR video the other day. And I ended up picking this up and starting it for my vlog. So I'm going to be carrying this one into December. I will also mention our December Thrill, Chill, or Kill book club pick is The Best Lies by David Ellis. I'm going to try to get to this one, but I'm also very much leading into mood reading this month, and I am not so much in a thriller mood just now. So we'll see if my mood kind of changes later in the month. We do have the audio on hold from our library, so when that comes in, I will see how my mood is and where I'm at reading wise. And then after that, if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that last December, actually I think Christmas Day last year, I put out a self-destructing books video. And following that, in January, Jake and I added to each other's self-destruct book pile with a Christmas deadline as well. So I have 8 books that are going to be self-destructing Christmas Day if I have not gotten to them. And one of them I'm going to be very upset if I have to unhaul without trying. And that one is How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying by Django Wexler. So this is one I am for sure going to be starting regardless of my mood because I'm refusing to unhaul it. So I'm at least reading this in December. I'm thinking I will do a vlog and kind of decide in that vlog what I end up picking up and how my mood is. But I may do other things to try and kind of help me decide which of these 7 to pick up. So I might look at the comments of this video and see which ones you guys want me to prioritize. I may have Ozzy help choose a book because he did last year for my December TBR. And I feel like you guys enjoyed seeing that, so I could get him to help me. I could have Jake choose. I could do a poll or maybe try a chapter and just see what I'm vibing with. But anyhow, I have lots of possibilities in there. So I will quickly run through those with you. The first is Kushiel's Dart by Jacqueline Carey. Second is The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. Third is The Bone Witch by Rin Chapeko. We have Alfred and Emily by Doris Lessing. Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. Swords and Scoundrels by Julia Knight. And finally, The Cousins by Karen M. McManus. So definitely be sure to let me know down below in the comments which of these self-destructing books do you think I really need to prioritize trying before Christmas before they get unhauled unread. I'm hoping I can stick to all the books I've mentioned in today's video. I'm really hoping my inner mood reading Gremlin just doesn't have other ideas and completely go off the rails like I did in November. But we shall see. I make no promises. This is just what I'm thinking at this point that I'm going to try to do. I definitely want to do a vlog of some self-destruct. Definitely at least I'm starting this one no matter what. And really hoping that I can get to at least a couple others in this pile. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe on your way out if you want to, and have a great day. Bye!